Hi friends! In today's video, I am going to show you all of the looks that I have been taking videos of for the last several months when I do my eyeshadow. And I think it's fun. I hope you enjoy it. I will do some talking over because not every video did I actually do a good job of saying what I'm actually wearing. I will definitely learn from now on. Don't just do the eye makeup and show it off. Show the palette and at least say what it is. Maybe show the individual colors. This is the Mural because I use it so often. It's kind of shifts from like green to orange to pink to yellow. I often do this with just using like the Natasha Denona from the Jubilee palette that I've picked out, which is this color up here, because it's just such a soft neutral. I feel like I blend it into my crease and just about anything looks nice with it. So every time I say the neutral from the Jubilee Natasha Denona palette, I also say Natasha Denona wrong every time, so just don't make fun of that and know it's going to happen. This is the color that I'm talking about, and it does have a name, but it's not on the palette. The rest of them are like yellow and bright pink and that teal black color. I do one look in this that shows that whole palette just because I use that one so often. I think maybe you'd like to see what the rest of the colors in that palette look like. And this one is the Nilo, I think it's Niello, that I also use pretty often, so you can remember which one I'm talking about. And Forged and Monarch. I also know that I do in a couple of different looks, so you'll be able to reference back. And because I use this Rose Petal, which is actually a highlighter from Copacetic Cosmetics, several times for inner corners and things. Let's show off that one right next to that bruise that I have no idea where I get. I just get random bruises often. I think the first look that I show you is just all greens, but I use my Copacetic Cosmetic greens from this dark forest one and this bright one, and then the other ones also to blend out. Then I show off the Athena Dido palette. I use the That Time of the Year palette from Gourmand Girls with these. I use this Take Me to Paris palette from Mavi, something like that. Which are these. This Zoeva, I don't know if that's even showing up. It's called like Offline. I did use the blues and purples in that one. This Miss Cho Beauty, I don't know. I'm bad with pronunciation. All of these. The only thing about this palette that is kind of fun, this gold one down here is a bit multi-chrome from just like a gold to like a nice brown. But people who like neutral palettes, but a little something, I do think that this would be a nice palette just because of that little bit of something. Then I use this Nomad with these colors, and I also do a whole swatch of these because this is a new palette from Andy Does Stuff when I won a giveaway from her, and I had all kinds of great fun things in there. And I have the Deep Sea Treasures clionadh palette, but I was in the car when I did that makeup look with my husband and his boss because we were going on a business trip. We had to drive to the airport, and I just we picked up the mail, and I'd gotten this in the mail that day, so of course I had to play with it instantly. So I don't do it all a good job of actually saying which of the colors in it that I used. I think I used the blends and the Celipod, which are these two. Oh, and once I just used the Tinkerbell ColourPop Super Shock in the green, and that's all I use, but I thought that actually looked really pretty. This is called Straight On Till Morning. By the way, these readers I got from Temu, and I like them so much better than the Dollar Tree ones. The glass part, which is still plastic or whatever, but seems like a better quality. It doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you don't care. It's fine. Never mind. Okay, so hopefully this does an okay job of describing what's about to come in the next video. Hope you enjoy it. Bye. This first look are the greens from Copacetic Cosmetics that I mentioned, and I know the Dark Forest green one was called Scales, but the others could be Green Thumb, Good Luck, Ticket Taker, Malice, All You See Is Love, all kinds of things in there. On my lid is Mural from Clionadh, and then the Dido Athena palette, the two greens and the khaki. This is my Miss Peacock makeup, and it is my Clionadh shades. Oculus and Flame Blown and Nilo, whatever that color is. And then just my favorite Natasha Denona in the crease, not crease, yeah, crease, transition, yeah, that area. It's the Natasha Denona Jubilee palette. I use that time of the year. But I also use the mural from Clionadh on the inside. This is my new Copacetic Cosmetics eyeshadow in Scarlet. And then I used Gleam and Santa Baby on it. Although this eye has watered a little bit, so my eyeliner might be looking a little runny. Oh, and I used the Rose Petal for the inner corner, the highlight, which is also what's on my cheek in case you see it. I'm going to show you my eye makeup look for today, and I used the Avocado Toast palette, but I had to dip into the Smitten in Switzerland one also. Then I used some Clionadh duochromes, and I'll show you by the window. But I started out with this over easy, but then I really felt like I wanted a little bit more of this yellow, so that's why I had to go into then this Matterhorn over on the Smitten in Switzerland one. Then I used Paprika and then Pit on the edge. Then I used Forge on my inside and Monarch on the inside, and then Rose Petal highlighter from Copacetic Cosmetics. I grabbed the wrong one there to show you, but it was that on my very inner corner. Usually when I do these videos, it's because I just used one palette and I wanted to show it off, but today I didn't use just one palette and I still want to show you. So that's the look. And I did it because I was wearing this like yellow with like a burgundy plum outline flower and this rust jacket. So I thought that'll look fine. This eye though has been watering and leaking out that corner, so it doesn't matter if I fill that back in and pack it in. It's just going to keep watering. So I think I'm going to leave it just naked, and I think that'll actually be better. I can really see that shift going on in my forge though. So much fun. Take Me to Paris. And I did the green and the beige right here by my nose. And then one of my Clionadh Shifty shadows. Honestly, I think it's the mural again, because I'm just finding that shift is the one that goes with more, because the one that has the blue in it, I feel like the only color I can put with it is blues, and I just don't wear a lot of blues. But I think this is a lot of fun today. And there's my turnaround, so I get different shadows coming up. And today I'm wearing it with a yellow top. Okay, I just wanted to share, it has been 7 hours, and my eyes have been so allergy runny that I've completely wiped off everything from this corner just because it keeps dripping. Like I don't even have a little bit of a wing there anymore. And then see, just thought I'd share. Yep, your guess is probably as good as mine at what this was. I didn't keep track. I'm sure it's the Natasha Denona and one of the clionadh. Using this palette. And the blue and both of the purples, and then just this matte light beige in the inner corner. And I'm going to put on a Clionadh multichrome over it, but I want you to be able to see what it looked like first without. Okay, I added the Nilo multichrome from Clionadh. And in my very inner corner, I did hilt. So Nilo here, hilt on just the very inner corner. These next several looks I've obviously done while I was at a music festival, noticed the rhinestones on my face, and I brought with me the Surge Blend Bunny palette and the
White or
ColourPop Fade into Hue, the rainbow palette. So I've used those two mostly, but then obviously I've also brought glitter and rhinestones that also do funky fun little things. This is the one I mentioned where I did my makeup in the car using the Deep Sea Treasures from Clionadh, the palette, where I think that it's probably the Benz and Celipoid, and probably the Natasha Denona. And here I stopped at a bathroom, so I thought I'd show it to you in their bathroom lighting that was maybe be different than in the car, but I wasn't sure that worked out, so I can show it to you again. This is later in a hotel room on that same trip where I do my makeup again with the Deep Sea Treasures, but I use like the Shipwreck, which is on the outside, which is kind of a deep purple, red, black shifting color, and a little of the Ring of Fire, which is kind of the red orange flakier look. And I do use the Saltwater Pearl on my very inner corner. Note to self for later, if you're gonna wear magnetic lashes, make sure and bring at least one of those little cleanup strips, because if something weird happens, you've got like this all night long. Today my eyeshadow was done super quickly, and I had traveled and some of my Clionadh Cosmetics multichromes had kind of chunked out a little bit, so I wanted to like not throw them away, so I picked them up with my finger and put them on, and that's what's through here. So I don't know really, it was just kind of what fallout was. On the outside then is this one from Sydney Grace that's called Violet, which is the purple. And then I used this old palette from Jane Iredale that I've had for years, and I used that in the transition, and a little of the white too. It's Forged, and the Natasha Denona. And what's that inside one that's like, starts with an M, I think. It's Peach Monarch. These are the swatches from the Nomad palette. That the rest of the thing is like Cartagena, Magica, but I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Forged and Mural. And on the inside is Mural also, like on that waterline. My favorite Natasha Denona with a little bit of like a plummish brown from Sydney Grace that is magnetized, and I can't pick it up and look at it right now because I didn't bring magnets because I'm in a hotel room. This is my very simple eyeshadow that I did today, which was Sydney Grace Heart and Soul on my lid and up here. And then I used, because I'm visiting my mother, this little quad, and I just used this dusty pink one. Some, can't remember. Huh. Can't remember. El Maquillage, maybe. Got it in a Nipsey once and gave it to her for a Christmas present. And she likes to wear it a lot. And she usually makes fun of me when I use one of my sparkly colors on my eyelid. She tells me it makes me look sweaty. So I thought I'd do a matte look since I'm taking her to church and don't want to embarrass her, you know. This sweet look I did with the Natasha Denona and just Chandelier from Clionadh. And it was for our Czech Fest, which is why I'm wearing a little flower crown. But I thought it was sweet. And that's the end. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed.